Hi, I'm Sean Astin. In the following chapters, we'll take you through script development, script writing and storyboarding, production and filming, editing, and exhibition and review. By the time you exhibit your film, you'll know many of the techniques and tricks that professional filmmakers use. With help from filmmakers, experienced screen ed students and teachers, and from AFI experts, we'll explore task number 1, script development. This is a critical aspect of pre-production. It's the work that takes place before you shoot your project. Script development involves 3 steps. First, in the pre-writing phase, you'll establish your goals, brainstorm with your group, and research the story you've chosen to tell. Next, you'll write a brief outline, then a 1-page treatment or summary of your idea. And finally, you'll pitch your idea to your class in hopes of getting a green light for your project. Okay, so let's get started. That means establishing a goal for your project and selecting the story that you want to tell.
The first step in the process for me as a teacher is to find a standard or standards that the students need to meet. Once I've established that, finding a creative way to meet those standards, and that's where the screen education process comes in.
You want to do some brainstorming, and that's when you sit down with your group or your crew and you share ideas about what type of story you want to tell and how you want to tell it. It also can help to have a model production in mind, something to emulate, a music video or a public service announcement, a news report or a documentary. All of these things have a specific look, a specific feel, and you can use those ideas to springboard into telling the best story possible.
They normally sit down and they're thinking about how do they tell this story? What is the best way to tell this story? What are the techniques they're going to be using to tell this story? How are they going to convince the rest of the class that their decision for telling it this way is a good one? And how are they going to make it interesting?
It's during this early goal setting, brainstorming, and research phase that you'll begin to collaborate, to share ideas and learn from your fellow students.
Amazingly, no one really competed. We kind of just blended all of our ideas together and said, okay, yeah, that works, or no, I kind of don't like that one. We had no hard feelings really if we said, no, we don't like your idea. We always stated why we didn't, and it was just collaboration the whole time.
Out of this collaboration comes agreement on what idea or story your group will explore. There's one last thing to do before you can start writing, though, and that's the research.
The value of research is being able to immerse yourself so completely in a story that you don't have to think about it anymore. And again, to make it authentic.
Now, as you research your film, be open to making changes based on what the characters or subject matter dictate. It can lead to creative interpretations you never even considered.
We were the group that had to adapt Romeo and Juliet in some way, and we had to pick a scene from the whole play and adapt it to whatever we wanted, either modern day or future or before the time. The research we put into it really helped in the script writing process because we kept that main idea in our minds, that they're going to run away, that they do love each other, and that it's a forbidden love.
During the research phase, you need to not only explore and understand your story, you need to think about the resources you'll need to make your movie. So if you're going to include a certain song or book or article, make sure you know who owns the rights to that material.
Well, the problem is if we use still frames, are we going to have to acquire the rights to the pictures before we can use them?
Well, I checked with Mr. Daly, and he said that they're all in public domain, so we're free to use them if you want.
Okay.
The producer needs to think about acquiring the rights during the pre-production phase, way before filming. Don't assume anything and ask about everything. And when it comes to using other people's material, that other intellectual property, be it stock footage, be it a photograph, be it a piece of music, be it any of those things, people worked hard to create those, and you need to honor that.
Okay, since we got our picture thing figured out, how are we going to figure out our music?
Well, I think we can always make music using a program on the computer.
Or even sound effects that are on there.
Basic rule of filmmaking: don't use copyrighted material without permission. It's best to play it smart, otherwise you'll never be able to exhibit your film.